Asylums like Stanley Royd in Wakefield are at the end of an era spanning almost 200 years. An era when all sorts of people were defined as mentally deficient and often locked away for lifetimes. Among them were many thousands who suffered no mental illness, but the system didn't notice.
I suppose you can go back to the 1920s and the century before that, when people were very judgmental on why people came into a hospital like Stanley Royd. The judgment was made by society, the judgment was made by families, the judgment might have even been made by legal professions. I would have thought something like 30% of our population slipped through the net, either because of a wrongful diagnosis, if such a thing existed in the early parts of the century, or simply because people wanted to see them locked away and not to have a constant reminder of bad behaviour.
If 30% of Britain's asylum population slipped through the net earlier this century, then some 40,000 people were wrongly locked away.
And once they were inside, they were labelled and you were insane. You were in an asylum, therefore you must be insane if you were in an asylum.
We can quite easily find endless numbers of people who have spent 5, 10, 20, 30 and more years living in situations that none of us would accept for ourselves.